Welcome to Senior Care Matters, the show that guides you through today's challenges of aging with clarity, compassion, and confidence. From essential resources to real-life solutions, we bring you everything you need to know to navigate life as a senior in today's world.
My name is Dana Arnaud. Believe it or not, I once dreamed of a career in fashion journalism, but life had other plans. I became a registered nurse and eventually the owner of a home health care agency in Long Island, New York. Now, I'll be honest, some days are hectic and sometimes I just want to scream, but my mission and my passion is what keeps me going, helping seniors navigate the chaos of aging in today's world. Every day I see the challenges our seniors face, and it drives me to fight for change, because no one deserves to face the end of life alone. After all, sooner or later, we will all be seniors. So come join me on this journey where we tackle the tough questions, uncover the truth, and fight for the dignity, fairness, and justice for our aging community. Welcome to Senior Care Matters.
Today we are here in Seaford, New York at True Care Social Daycare. We're here to talk to some of the families and caregivers of their loved ones that have either participated in the social daycare or in the past have been here. So Nancy, I appreciate your time, and we're really interested in knowing how social daycare, social model daycare affected families, what you look to get out of the social model daycare. So I know your experience has been a little different than most of the people here. Your husband was here.
Yes.
So let's just talk about how you got to know about True Care and what led you here.
Well, I met Carol 17 years ago when our children started nursery school, and then our girls went through school together and we're friends. So I've known Carol all along.
Yeah, Carol's the director of True Care.
Yes. And she always wanted to do this kind of work. She worked privately, taking care of elderly patients. And I knew that this was always her dream to have a location like this. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, my husband was diagnosed with vascular dementia when he was 62. And we took care of him at home. And in his later years, I asked Carol if he could come here. He came here 3 days a week. It was very good for me and for him. He got to socialize happily. He was a very social person. Mm-hmm. And I got to be able to go out and do errands, do food shopping, take care of a teenager who I still had at home at that time. And it was a perfect place for him to be. He knew Carol, he still remembered her, and they had always had a nice relationship as well. So he was happy to be here.
So at first he was home, and
Yes.
you were taking care of him with home care workers, or just
No,
you,
just by
yourself?
myself.
So, and I understand you were working, he was working.
Yes.
So obviously he had to give up his practice,
Yes.
and you did as well.
Yes,
And ultimately you gave up your job to take care of him.
that's correct.
So was that a factor in why you decided to bring him to a social daycare?
Well, I think he was getting a little bored with only me,
Yeah.
and he needed socialization, and this was the perfect place for him.
But so during the time that he was here, that gave you some free time.
Absolutely, and I needed it as much as he did.
Yeah. So I think that people, don't really give too much credit to the socialization and the mind games that they play here.
Yes.
Just current events, keeping them going so that they can go home and have that same conversation with their loved ones. Oh, I learned this today, or today's actually, but I think that people, because I know I've watched some of their programs here, and a lot of it is cognitive related.
Yes.
Keeping their mind going, keeping their interests going, reminding them of current events and things like that. So I think that is just, I know it's very important. So I'm sure, did he go home and have the comments? Did he tell about the things that he did during the day?
Yes, he spoke about the people here and their activities. He particularly liked their music games with the old music from the 60s.
So how do you think your experience with your husband has impacted you, from that moment on?
Well, as I said to my daughter when we were going through it, we are going to go through this one day at a time, business as usual for as long as we can, which we did, and I think that was very good for him. We treated him like he did not have a disease. He was just dad and the husband, and that was very good for him, to treat him as normal. After he passed away, I said to my daughter, we cannot let this define the rest of our lives, but we can let it make us better and more empathetic. to people as we go on.
So if there's somebody that was thinking about a social daycare or giving some type of activity or getting their loved one, out into the community, what would you suggest? What kind of suggestion would you have for them?
Well, I think this social daycare benefits both the person who has the disease and the family members, because it's very hard to carry this alone, and you need as much help as possible. And your loved one who has the disease does need the socialization, does need to be seen as an individual by somebody who's not afraid. Along the way, this journey with this disease, you lose a lot of friends, not because it's intentional on their part, but because they're afraid to be with the person they used to know who's not the same
Scary,
anymore.
though.
Yes, Carol treats everybody so well here and sees them just as who they are, no matter what stage of the disease they're at.
I think that's one of the most important things to take
Yes.
away from talking to a caregiver, especially since you lost your husband, and how the experience has affected you and your daughter. And when you see people coming to a social daycare, it's not always an elderly husband and wife. So it's all different types. It knows no age. So I thank you for spending some time. I'm sure you gave some good clarity to people, and I think there's a lot of people that watch this that are, can see themselves in you. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Body by Peter offers a premier at-home concierge service specializing in empathetic lymphatic massage and blood circulation enhancement. We provide a range of therapies, including red light therapy, wood therapy, body sculpting, and lymphatic detoxification. Our professional and compassionate approach ensures a rejuvenating experience in the comfort of clients' homes. Servicing Manhattan, Queens, and Long Island, New York. Call today, 516-509-3825.
Now we're here with Ron, who is the caretaker for his father-in-law, Marty. Hi, Ron, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So we're here today really trying to highlight the importance of social model daycares and how they affect families in the community.
Right.
So you being the son-in-law and the caretaker of your father-in-law,
Right.
tell me a little bit about what type of caretaker, what kind of care do you provide him at home?
Okay, in the morning I'll make him breakfast, make sure he gets dressed, combs his hair, go to the bathroom. Then he'll watch a little TV or do a little reading. If he's home with me, I'll try to play something with him, some kind of game with him for a little while.
And this is all when your wife is at work?
Yeah, yeah. Once in a while I'll take him out like to the diner for breakfast or, lunch or whatever. And then like today he's here, so then I just get him ready for this, give him something to eat, bring him here, and then he's, doing whatever they do here, games, activities.
And you chose the afternoon shift for him.
Yeah.
So he comes at 1 to 8, 1 to 6.
1 to 6, yeah.
So it's the 5 hours.
Right.
So during that time, what do you do at that time? Is you running your errands, or
I'll do some errands, do stuff around the house, basically, and then come back and pick him up.
So for people that are watching, what would you say to them as far as how this having him come to social daycare has affected him and affected the family dynamics in the house?
It affects him because otherwise if he was home, then he would sleep. He basically would sleep a lot, and then I have to wake him up to do whatever, so.
Can he be left alone, or when you run your errands, do you take him with you?
I could leave him alone.
Okay.
I could leave him alone for, we can leave him alone for a few hours, not too long, but a few hours, and come home, see what he's doing. If he's sleeping, I'll wake him up, give him lunch. If it's nice out, we'll sit outside in the backyard. He likes sitting out in the sun, so he'll do that.
And he's been coming. You've been bringing him here for 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
So it's part of his routine now.
Oh, yeah.
Like he looks forward to coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And meeting his friends.
Yeah.
See, I think that's so nice, and
Yeah.
just to have that, outing and in some sense of a routine and
Yeah.
normalcy for him is so important.
Yeah.
And the family too,
Yeah.
because they're having them be able to be in a safe environment and do something during the day.
Right.
Not only alleviates some stress, but it does give you free time.
Yeah. This way we don't have to worry about him. We know he's safe. We know he's being entertained. So I get to do what I need to do, and then I come back, pick him up, and then a couple of days later, he comes back.
Yeah, I think that's so nice.
Yeah.
And I think that people really would admire the fact that being the son-in-law and you're the caretaker, that's nice.
Yeah. yeah, he's like my father. So I spend a lot of time with him.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I thank you for the conversation, and I thank you for sitting down and sharing a little bit of your life with us. I think it was very nice, very nice. So we'll be right back.
Every day, home health aides travel miles across our city to care for seniors who depend on them. But too often, long commutes and poor transportation keep them from reaching those who need them most. At All Things Home Care, we're changing that. By providing subsidized rides, we take the burden off caregivers so they can focus on care, not the commute. Because when caregivers are treated with dignity and respect, our seniors stay safe, cared for, and never alone. Join us in supporting the people who care for our loved ones. Learn more at allthingshomecare.org.
Hi, welcome back to Senior Care Matters. I'm your host, Dana Arnone, and today we're here with Carol, the director of True Care Social Daycare. So, Carol, tell me a little bit about True Care.
Yeah, True Care is a daycare program specifically for seniors who are living with dementia diagnosis, which, of course, includes the Alzheimer. And it's a 10-hour program, so it's something that caregivers can feel good about, dropping their loved one off with us for the day. They can continue on with their day, or if they're working, it's a great environment to bring their loved one to have a fun day here with us.
So you have two locations, one here in Seaford and one in Massapequa.
That's correct.
They both offer the same type of programs here?
Yes, they do.
Same hours?
Same hours. It's 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. And then some people just come for a half a day. They don't have to come for the full day. So we offer both, and we also offer Saturday a half a day.
Yeah,
so
that's
it gives
great.
the caregivers a great break
Yeah,
that
that's
they
great,
need.
especially if they're working full time.
Exactly.
I was talking to one of your participants, and he was saying that he comes 6 days a week.
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
does his daughter work?
No, actually, his daughter is retired.
Oh, okay.
But she's trying to live her life as well, and with her volunteering and her grandchildren and her adult children and doing her own stuff. She's young. She's only in her 60s herself.
Right, yeah.
And her dad is 94, and they have a great relationship, and it's just really amazing. And
Yeah.
he just loves coming here.
Yeah, he was saying that he looks forward to it. Even if he doesn't remember everything, he knows that he likes to be here.
Exactly.
And it's the feeling that he gets. You could tell he's very happy. He's got his little group of friends.
That's true. That
I
is
like
true.
that. So tell me a little bit about the families that are utilizing your services here. Are they usually the children of the?
Yeah, it's interesting, Dana. I mean, mostly I would say it's more spouses that are using this. And the spouses, yeah, a lot of spouses, but then also, like you said, the adult children. As our seniors are living longer, their children are seniors as well, and they're trying to manage their life, like I said before, with grandchildren, trying to enjoy that, trying to just have their own activities. So they find a great peace with being able to bring them to our program where they know they're going to really be cared for and just have a fun day. I always say it's amazing here. We're open 10 hours a day, and our seniors, they are welcome to, we have lovely areas with lounge chairs where they can, sit down to fall asleep. But our seniors, they range as old as 99 years old, and I will tell you, they do not fall asleep here because they're so engaged with their friends and with the activities we provide here.
Yeah, I think just from what I saw, you could definitely tell that they have those relationships with each other and they feel very comfortable. And I think that's one of the most important things that people should realize is that you had mentioned before, it's like a daycare for children, although it's your
for
seniors.
Right.
But the families should feel safe or secure that they're safe here. Everything is locked, they can't wander out.
Absolutely. Yes, we have alarms on our doors, so no one ever wanders out. Plus also our ratio is a 1-to-4 ratio.
Yes, you mentioned
so there's
that.
always a director and an assistant, and we only take 8 clients in at a time. I find with this community having more of personal attention with them really does them well. And by the time they leave here, they're done with their day. They can go home. They could just have their dinner, wash up, and go to bed. It gives a real good break to their caregivers to bring them here.
I would think so. So, Carol, tell me why True Care? Like, why did you decide to start a social day program?
Oh, wow.
And you could tell it's in
it's
who
in
you
me.
are.
I will tell you, True Care has been open for 8.5 years, and there's never a day that I come here and say, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. It's just quite the opposite.
What did you do before?
What I did before is I worked in insurance, and then I also worked as a human resource person in a computer consulting company. So kind of I could go back a little bit. I start my journey of just being, growing up with women. My mom was a nurse like you, Dana. She was in a private doctor's. And as a little girl, she would ask me, oh, Mr. Coley needs some medicine. We need to drop it off, So that was like one little seed that was planted. My grandmother did foster care for children before I was born, so I didn't actually see her do that. But so you could see the type of women, plus my upbringing of going through Catholic schooling, aunt who was a nun. I think you got my drift where I'm coming from.
You came from a good family.
Yeah. I mean, we all got our stories. But I think I was mentioning to just my staff before, which they know this story, that when I was a teenager, there was this specific show that I used to watch, Mork and Mindy. What happened was I was watching the show, and he was an alien in this show, and he would talk to his superiors. And when he talked to his superior, he said, it's interesting on Earth that when the wine and cheese age, it becomes more valuable, but not the people.
Yeah.
And just stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And then, but didn't think of it. And then I went on to work in corporate America, which I think was a gift to me because I learned the business end. I worked in the accounting department for the chief financial officer. That's who the human resource director reported to. Did that for 20 years. Then became a stay-at-home mom. And then I came into crossroads. The kids were going to school. What would I do? Would I go back to human resources? And I decided, no, I really like children. And the seniors, I think there needs to be a notch for that, because my friends would ask me to watch their kids. And then I said, but you know what? The children have so much good care out there. They have the care, but it's our seniors. And it just all came about, and I ended up working as a companion myself.
Okay.
And I went into homes, and I just thrived in it. And it wasn't for pay, obviously. At the time, the pay was not.
It's still not for pay.
Yeah, it wasn't for pay. And but it was nice to have the little mommy money. And then something hit me, and I always think it's the Lord above that this was my calling. And I went to the Small Business Administration. We put the business model, what it would look like to be successful. Because it's one thing to have the passion and want to do something, but you need the other end to make sure that the business thrives. And I'm happy to say we're 8.5 years in business, and we not only opened one, but now we're on our second one.
Are you going to open up a third one?
I would love to, but I think I'm getting kind of a little older,
I
know. So there's another part of my life of retirement, so we'll have to see, but I always have a passion for this.
Yeah. I'm your host, Dana Arnone, and we'll be right back.
We all say, today is the day that we tackle the organization of our homes. The day gets further and further away, but the job never gets smaller. We can take the headache out of planning and doing. We start with a free consultation, create an action plan, and bring you the space and peace of mind you need. We help with home decluttering and organization. Restore your home to a place of comfort. Call today, 516-322-2613. At Reliance Home Senior Services, we believe every day shines brighter at home. As a licensed New York State-based agency owned and operated by a registered nurse, Reliance brings over 20 years of experience and personalized care right to your door. Our certified personal care and home health aides assist with bathing, grooming, dressing, medication reminders, light exercise routines, and to accompany you to appointments, all while offering companionship and a safe, caring presence. Need help navigating Medicaid? We're here for you. Our team of registered nurses and social workers offers in-home geriatric management, so both you and your family can breathe easier. And with 24/7 on-call support, bonded and insured aides, and a custom plan of care crafted just for you, we bring peace of mind right into your living room. Reliance Home Senior Services, bringing comfort, independence, and trust home.
Hi, welcome back to Senior Care Matters. I'm your host, Dana Arnone, and today we're here with Carol, the director of True Care Social Daycare. So when they bring their loved ones here, and the caregivers go amongst their day, you know, what do you find that they tell you other than thank you? Like, how does it change their perspective on not only the disease of dementia, but how they probably are able to handle a little bit more, a little better, because at least they get that break and they can do some me time?
Yeah, I think the environment that me and my staff create here is a non-stress zone for them. So they're coming in, and typically they, you know, are stressed just with their own day-to-day life, but now they're left to care for their loved one who is going through this. Yeah. So I think what we provide is just that smile in the morning, and to let them know that there's no stress here, and we make it as easy as possible for them. They know that their loved one is cared for here. That gives them the peace of mind. I don't know if you saw our patio out there.
Oh, yeah.
Even that patio was created for the caregivers. When they walk in, they know this is a great place where they could feel a serenity about their
It's
loved one.
familiar, too. Like, you know, it's kind of like when you walk in that area, it's kind of like walking into their own house. It would look like their yard. It would look like their kitchen. Yeah, no.
And this place was in Massapequa. It was put together to be a homey environment. They are in commercial buildings, but it is a homey environment. And our seniors are left. They could, you know, go wherever they want. It's not like we're on top of them. We have our alarms on our doors where, you know, where this 1-to-4 ratio, we're so, you know, we know where they are, but we give them their dignity. They can do whatever they want. They tend to, though, all stay as a group.
Yeah.
But it's just such a great, thriving environment for anyone that has dementia. It's such a great model, and just I feel like we need more and more of these to help the caregivers. There also is the cost, though.
I was going to say, I think sometimes people get afraid of what is the cost of sending someone, because they have to be driven here, right? So there's no transportation.
We have somebody that,
I didn't know. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we do have some other people that are retired that have offered to do the driving, so we do have that. But I still would like to, you know, try to find the van or whatever, but we don't quite have that. But we do have some people that will drive them.
And as far as the cost, so this would be for social daycare programs, generally are a private pay.
Yes, they are generally private pay, but there are 2 programs that I'm aware of that will help pay for this. One is administered through Parker Jewish Institute, and it is an $1,800 grant. So people can call them directly, ask for the Willing Hearts Helpful Hands scholarship, and they will pay a visit to your home. They're so great, and they have so much other free things they can give to the caregivers.
Yeah, we had a grant with that.
Yes,
we had a couple families
and the grant could be used for different things, not only for our day program. For people
they could use it for home care too.
Exactly, for home care as well. So that's one. And the most recent one that came out is, and we qualify for it, we're probably the only, I'm told, the only daycare program on Long Island that qualifies for it, because we're unique in that we're open 10 hours a day. So the program is called the GUIDE program, G-U-I-D-E program. It started July 1st, and you can ask Parker about that as well.
Oh, it's under Parker's umbrella?
It's under Parker's umbrella as well. So I'm not too sure if you can get both or just one or the other, and then what would happen, we would just bill Parker directly for that.
Yeah, that's great. Either, or they can come and pay for it for them out of pocket.
Exactly, or private pay.
Okay. So also, I have a question. So when people think of social model daycare, because what's the criteria? Do they have to be ambulatory? Do they have to have an aide if they're wandering? Like, what is it that they need to know if they want to come?
Right. So one of the things that we fall onto is more of a companion care. So in New York State, there's no licensing or certification for companion care or a social day program like ourselves. So there are some limitations. Toileting, the person would need to toilet themselves, but if they could not, then an aide can come on premise and could take care of that. And the other thing is we can't disperse medicine. So if anyone needs like diabetic medicine, injections or regular medicine, we cannot dispense that, but we can remind. So some people do bring a medicine that maybe they need to take in the afternoon because they are here 10 hours, or in the morning, and we can remind them. So the family just brings it all ready for them and we just hand it to them. So we're not dispensing it.
Can you tell us a little bit of a success story? Somebody that had come that you can clearly say, you know, had an impact on them?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people, they'll come to my door and their caregiver at this point is so stressed out and they just need some help, you know? And they'll come to my door and their senior is so sad, you know? I've seen them come with their baseball caps down, you know, just so withdrawn. They do not want to be here. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, you know, I feel bad for the caregiver. I'm feeling bad for the person that's living with the dementia. So, you know, and then once I see them join, and then all of a sudden the hat comes off, the eyes open up, they're all smiles. It's just so, it's such a great feeling. And then you see that caregiver, the notes that we get, you know, the thank yous. I mean, that's better than any pay, you know, those thank you notes.
When talking to people, I get, you know, the thing that people should know, like you run the ages are, you know, young. I think the wife was telling me when her husband was first diagnosed was 62.
Yes.
And then came here, I guess, mid 60s, you know, and then she's got to have her child and live her life. And she says she gave up her job. But then you have someone that's 94 lives with their elderly, you know, older daughter.
Yeah, and she's not even, she's 67.
Yeah.
You know, she's 67 years old.
I would feel more guilty about leaving them home alone.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't give themselves a break. And so I think that she's such a role model that it's stressful, you know, for her. You know, this is not, I don't think she thought would be in her lifetime, and that she'd be taking care of her father. You know, her mother's passed on, and actually her husband has passed on. Like 2 weeks, the caregiver, 2 weeks after her husband passed away, her mother passed along, and now here she is with her dad. So I think she's done a great job at taking care of herself, doing what she loves, and because life is short, right? And yet her father, as you can see, just loves being here.
Yeah.
So it's just a great.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to, you know, end our story here.
Okay.
Yes. So people should definitely come and tour or have a conversation.
Absolutely.
You know, because I know that you're limited in your capture area, but there are other social model daycares around Long Island, around New York. So I think that people should definitely take a lesson from your families here and for yourself. And you know, it is definitely something to create as far as their life plan.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dana, for offering to allow me to get this message out to everybody that there is help for the caregivers out there.
Yes, they just have to seek it out.
Exactly.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
I'm your host, Dana Arnone, and we'll see you next time.